It was said to be a paradise, a city of gold, crystal towers, and glowing temples. Atlantis. Plato described it over 2,300 years ago, a mighty empire beyond the pillars of Heracles, larger than Libya and Asia combined. But one night, it vanished beneath the sea. For most, Atlantis is just a legend, a metaphor, a warning of pride and punishment. But what if it wasn't? Plato claimed he heard the story from his ancestor Solon, who heard it from Egyptian priests. They said it happened 9,000 years before Plato's time, that's 11,600 years ago, around the same time as the end of the Ice Age, the end of the Younger Dryas, and the beginning of civilization. The city, they said, was circular, concentric rings of land and water. Its people had technology beyond imagination, machines, power sources, ships that crossed oceans. They were not like us. But then something happened. Atlantis became greedy. It tried to conquer the known world, and according to the legend, the gods punished it. Earthquakes, floods, fire. In a single day and night, Atlantis was gone. Was it real, or was Plato writing fiction? That's what historians claim. But what if the story survived for thousands of years before Plato? What if Atlantis was the memory of something much older? And the clues? They're everywhere, just not where they told us to look. Atlantis was said to be beyond the pillars of Heracles, now known as the Strait of Gibraltar, which means it wasn't in Greece, or Rome, or Egypt. It was somewhere in the Atlantic. In the 1600s, sailors told of strange lights beneath the ocean. In the 1800s, cartographers discovered old maps showing islands that no longer exist. And in 1968, off the coast of Bimini in the Bahamas, they found something. The Bimini Road. Massive, uniform stone blocks under the sea. Perfect angles. Grid formations. Scientists called it a natural formation, but divers and even engineers disagreed. They said it looked like an ancient dock, a city's entrance, now buried by time. But there's another clue. The Richet structure. Deep in the Sahara Desert, a giant, perfect spiral formation visible from space. Circular, layered, the same number of rings as Plato described, flooded in ancient times, and dated to nearly 11,000 years ago. Coincidence, or the true location of Atlantis? Mainstream archaeology dismissed it, but satellite scans of the area revealed ancient riverbeds, long dry, ocean shells found miles inland, evidence of massive flooding, and strange metallic anomalies beneath the surface. Local tribes have stories too. Stories of sky gods, of fallen cities, and giants who lived in stone circles. What if the Sahara wasn't always a desert? What if it was once a coastline? Then there's Antarctica. Some believe Atlantis was a lost continent now buried beneath ice. That map's like the Piri-Reis map drawn centuries before Antarctica's discovery show it ice-free, with mountains, rivers, structures. The ancients described Atlantis as temperate, fertile, and capable of sustaining millions. So if Antarctica was once warm, as some data suggests, could it have been home to the lost city? Still, the mainstream denies it. They call it fantasy, pseudoscience, but they never explain the details Plato got right. The timing, the destruction, the location, the design. How did a Greek philosopher know so much? Unless it was already known by the ancient world and passed down, hidden in symbols, myths, maps, and whispers. Atlantis wasn't just a city, it was an idea, a civilization built on balance between spirit and science, power and peace, until it lost that balance. And what followed was obliteration. But here's the real question. If Atlantis was real, why would they hide it? Why erase it from history? Some believe it's because of what Atlantis knew. The technology, the energy systems, the connection to the stars. Plato wrote that Atlanteans harnessed energy from the earth itself, crystals, sound, and vibration. Others claim they had flying ships, portals, even a connection to other worlds. If this knowledge survived, it would change everything we've been taught. It would rewrite the origins of civilization, of power, of who's really in control. That's why some researchers say it was intentionally buried, not just by water, but by history itself. Even today, modern governments restrict exploration of key areas. The Atlantic Ridge, the Azores, parts of the Sahara, even Antarctica. Google Earth anomalies are quietly blurred, and reports of underwater pyramids silenced, but fragments remain in ruins, in stories, in the memories of ancient peoples who remembered a time before the flood, before Egypt, before summer, before all of it. They spoke of the first time, of civilizers from the sea, tall, pale, radiant, with glowing technology, and warnings of future disasters. When Atlantis fell, the world reset, but its legacy, it lives on, hidden in myth, etched into temples, waiting beneath the waves. Atlantis may not just be a story of the past, but a warning for the future. This is Dark Truths and Bright Minds. They say Atlantis is a legend, but legends often begin in truth. And if we find it, the world as we know it may never be the same.